Chapter 20. Sedition. The bustling Senate chamber suddenly fell eerily silent as the presence of the entire Patriot Guard flowed with stealth and speed throughout the aisles and took up strategic positions. "What the hell does he think he's doing?" one senator said. "Is he trying to intimidate us?" "I think it's worse than that," Zach said. "Don't make any sudden moves." He searched the chamber, looking for Sonia and Janie. When he was able to make eye contact, he put his finger up to his lips to signal them to stay quiet and lie low. Janie struggled to comprehend, but Sonia knew Alvarado better than anyone except maybe Jude. She moved quickly to Janie, took her arm, and told her, "Shh, don't say anything, don't do anything, don't attract attention." "They can't just come in here," Janie started to protest. "These aren't regular troops, and this is not some show. Every one of them are Patriot Guards. Our goal now is to get out alive." It sank in, and Jamie glided into a seat, slowly lowering her screen and preparing for a quick flight from the chamber if necessary. General Alvarado marched into the chamber, strode straight down the aisle, and took the podium in front of the chamber. "Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, President Connor has sent me here to inform you that as of right now, the Senate has been suspended, and you are to vacate the chamber immediately." "Over my dead body," shouted the senator near Zach. "He has no authority." Crack! A single gunshot rang out. A trail of blood streamed down the senator's hairline over his face, and he crumpled to the ground. Alvarado nodded in approval as his Patriot Guard snapped back into position without a second thought or emotion. The inevitable screams, gasps, and moans followed, but were quickly muted when Alvarado lifted his hand. He calmly addressed the shocked senators. "As I said, you will vacate the Senate chamber immediately. If you comply in an orderly, efficient manner, you have nothing to fear. Thank you for your service. In parting, may I give you some advice? If you attempt to resist the president's efforts to counter this attempt by the so-called Sparrows to infiltrate and take over the government, you will find a similar response to that of your fallen colleague." Zach made a straight line to Janie and Sonia, and together with their security detail, filed out of the Senate chamber. Janie was in shock, shaking, weeping, and barely able to stumble out of the room. "Keep going, Janie. We've got you." "You're going to be okay," Zach kept encouraging her. "Just lean on my arm," Sonia said, hooking her elbows. "We'll get you to our transport and get you home." Here are some insights. For context, President Connor made his move after Jude announced his candidacy for president. He arrested Jude and Zara under some fake made-up national security, threat to national security thing. But the 9 were there, and they kind of gave Jude a little bit of leverage so that he was able to negotiate for the safe release of everyone except himself. So now Jude is in custody, and everyone else was released, but President Connor's got him locked up so that basically he's not a threat because he can't run against him. The irony here is that Connor accuses the Sparrows of a coup, but then he dismisses the Senate with military force. So he's saying this: the Sparrows are attempting a coup, taking over the government, but they're only running for political office and getting elected, and they are taking over democratically. And and the irony of this, obviously, is that he is using the tools of an actual coup. He's using military force to stop the democratic process. The NADF, the New America Defense Forces, the Army under the national control, is under Alvarado's control. But the regional defense forces in the regions are loyal to their governors, and regional governments and local governments are much more loyal to the Sparrows. They're very loyal to the Sparrows, and they do not go along with this, and they break with Alvarado. They cite the Constitution and the lack of clarity and the lack of a Constitution, and they remain loyal to their governors, who are essentially loyal to the Sparrows. And so now it's the regional defense forces versus the New America Defense Forces. And essentially, New America is now at war with itself. It's civil war. How in the world are the Sparrows going to navigate this? They're committed to nonviolence. They're committed to the political process. What are they going to do now that they're in the middle of a civil war? Well, welcome to the rest of the story. Part 3 is coming up, and things are going to get real wild.